Here we are at the second to last or penultimate question of the first section of LSAT PrepTest 157's reading comprehension section in the final passage of that section over at lawhub.lsac.org. As always, we've got our highlight tool ready, but we know that if a phrase is highlighted in a different color, you don't have to highlight it and it's going to be present in the passage anyway. So we read, as the phrase nation's quality of life, second to last sentence of the passage, is used by the author, a central component of a nation's quality of life is its blank. So we're going to just scroll on down to find that reference. And we see nation's quality of life. We need to remember we always have to read at least a sentence above and a sentence below, and we probably want to go to where we see that reference multiple times because I should see quality of life right here. So we're going to just pick up with the impact, right up here, so that we've got enough of the surrounding context, and we know that when we see a specific term or location reference like quality of life, I need to read at least a sentence above and a sentence below. So I'm going to pick up with the impact through the end of the paragraph and try to think about what is the primary component of a nation's quality of life. So the impact of debt on environmental indicators such as pollution or depletion of other resources has not yet been studied. Similarly, with respect to the domestic spending argument, while debt-saddled nations might shift money away from programs designed to enhance quality of life, which was just talked about in terms of environmental indicators such as pollution or depletion of other resources. And we need to note that. It is just as likely that they would shift the money from plans that, if implemented, would have a negative impact on the environment, which again is being contrasted with quality of life. For example, they might abandon plans to build new dams or roads or eliminate subsidies that promote fertilizer or pesticide use. The extent then to which a nation's quality of life, which again was kind of synonymous to environment in the two prior sentences, is connected to the size of its international debt must be considered unknown. Indeed, a case could be made that at least some of the fiscal discipline or economic restructuring imposed by debt may rein in potential harmful spending. And at this point, when we're getting towards the very end of the passage, we can change our highlight color and we can highlight something that is specifically relevant. Like here, we know that quality life is being related to the environment. So that's what we should have in our mind as we go to our answer choices, looking for reasons to eliminate, because we know now proactively that the quality of life is kind of, at least in the context of this argument from the author, synonymous to environment as it goes. So then, choice A, balance of trade with other countries. There's nothing about trade with other countries here. The level of domestic spending, absolutely not. It's about the quality of life for the environment, so we can eliminate that. Level of international debt, absolutely not at this point. Choice D, level of environmental health. Well, that seems to match exactly what we highlighted in yellow. And then we have the trap of choice E, which is the level of economic health, which is actually not in relationship to quality of life as it pertains to this sentence specifically that came just a little bit higher than the green highlight that the question is concerned with. Make sure that you always read enough above and enough below so that you don't miss something, because it's a real easy trap to just be like, ooh, economic health. But in fact, if we just slid up to the prior reference of quality of life, we know that it ties directly to the environment, and the correct answer, therefore, must be D.